One thing Gabe Kapler told us before the ball game today, he likes the way the Phils are winning games. They're doing it differently. Scott Kingery off the bench last night was able to pick up a steal in extra innings and hold on to the bag. He finally got the hand back in time. He's in scoring position. Then a beautiful bunt by Cesar Hernandez, and that put runners on first and third. Hernandez's speed was right there. Rhys Hoskins had a tough night up until his final at bat, a double the opposite way. That gave the Phils a 2-run lead, and then Maikel Franco to left center field, another 2-run double, and it gave the Phils a 4-run margin going into the bottom of the inning, and they picked up the victory to even up this series. Tonight they go for another series win against the Atlanta Braves. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis. It is nice to see the Phillies winning in different ways. I think a lot of us would like to see them put about 10 runs up on the board before the 5th inning and then front run from there. And I think Vince Velasquez likes that, too. He was the guy that was on the mound when the Phillies scored 20 runs in 2 starts ago for him, and they're hoping that he can get that changeup working again.
Everyone likes to have a big lead like that, yes, but I think he's really found something over the last couple starts, and the fact that he doesn't have to be perfect. You can see a different demeanor on the mound for Vince. He's working faster. He believes in himself a bit more. He's trusting his other pitches, realizing he doesn't have to be perfect, and he's just going out there and not trying to miss bats. One thing that he has done in years past, that's why you see that pitch count get up to 100 or so in just the 5 innings, but he's pitching to contact, getting earlier outs, and it's been a lot better for Vince.
All right, so the last 2 starts, 2 earned runs in 12 2/3. Rick Kranitz says he wants about 60% fastballs from his guys, and if Velasquez could do that, he thinks he'll be successful for the long term. He'll be opposed by Brandon McCarthy. We'll get to lineups and first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider according to speedtest.net. By Toyota. The Toyota Camry, Highlander, and RAV4 have something for everybody. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com.
Last year was a struggle on the road, 27-54. But how about this? Their last winning road trip before this road trip was back in 2016, June 21st to the 29th. They have lost 30 of their last 35 road trips dating back to 2015 had the Phillies, but they've won this road trip and have an opportunity to win one more game on this road trip before heading back to Philadelphia. I had a chance to talk to a couple of the guys, some of the guys that have been around this team over the last couple of years, and that stat came courtesy of Bob Brooker over in Philly.com this morning. When I saw it, I could not believe that they had not won a road trip all of last season. I asked Adam Morgan if he knew that they had not won a road trip all last season. He said he did not realize that as well. He said, but I can tell you this, Murph, last year we looked at each loss as kind of like a learning experience. This year we look at each loss as kind of a personal affront. They expect to win this year. That's the feeling inside that clubhouse. And he said, I think you're starting to see that we believe we're a pretty good baseball team, and we're going to win a lot more road trips down the road, guys.
Well, that's a good thing to hear, because they need to win a lot more road trips, and they need to win this series again. If they continue to put together these winning series, that's going to be so positive moving forward. We look at the Phils lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. And the change tonight is that Carlos Santana has the evening off for the first time. That means Rhys Hoskins will get a chance to start at first base, and he'll bat cleanup, and they'll face the right-hander Brandon McCarthy. 2-0 with an ERA of 3.31 is McCarthy, and he has faced the Phillies earlier this year. And overall 1-0 with an ERA of just over 3 in his very short time against the Phils.
And the Braves have won all 3 of his starts. He hasn't gotten the wins, but the team has won when he has started the ball game. Career 1-1 with a 2.84 ERA against the Fighting Phils.
Well, here's Cesar Hernandez to lead things off. He's 2 for 4 in the series, and the first pitch of the night, a fastball outside. We're underway. Cesar is 1 for 5 against Brandon McCarthy. Got a little bit of a delay in his motion as he comes to the plate.
First couple pitches at 92. He'll sit right 92, 93. Predominantly fastball cutter.
And fouled away, 3-2. I have to admit, I don't remember him having this kind of a delay at the top of his windup when he comes to the plate. Last year he only had 92 2/3 innings of work. The year before, 40 innings of work. And a breaking ball misses low, and it's even now 2-2. Brandon McCarthy earlier this year went 5 1/3 against the Phils, allowed 2 earned runs. And a strike 3 calls. Cesar looked like he was confused about what pitch was coming in. So 1 away.
Phillies with a lot of strikeouts last night and a lot of walks last night.
Yeah, the 10 walks they had last night, the most since May 9th of 2014, when they had that in 11 innings.
Right.
Scott Kingery, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, 5 for 19 on this road trip. And a first pitch on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Brandon McCarthy in his 3 years with the Los Angeles Dodgers, as you take a look at Kingery's starts by position this year. In his 3 years with the Dodgers, 11-7 with a 4.51 earned run average. I mean, he signed a lucrative deal, 4 years, $48 million with the Dodgers. This is the final year of that contract. And a breaking ball low, 2-1. You might think that's a ghost in the background. It's not. It's Odubel walking on the warning track next to the on-deck circle.
Our field mic must be right next to him.
In the air to left center field. On the run is Inciarte. Going back toward the wall. He jumps and it is gone. Oh, he caught it. He caught the ball. Wow.
Man alive.
I guess I should have realized by the reaction of the crowd that he had caught it, but he was so nonchalant coming down. 2 outs.
I think he felt badly about the one he missed off Mike Kell's bat last night. He made up for it here.
Oh, this is a wonderful grab right off the top of the wall and would have got into that grassy area just above the fence.
That would have landed right on top of the fence. You're right. Inciarte not the biggest in stature, but he showed some hops there.
Man, that is a heck of a grab, and that's a beautiful shot right there. Look at McCarthy. He's clapping. He's clapping.
What a jerk.
Odubel Herrera takes a strike. It's 0-1. Well, he was so casual when he came down.
It's like, ho hum, I do this every day.
Well, he does have 2 gold gloves. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Kingery thought he had his 3rd home run. I thought he had his 3rd home run.
He's taking that well, Scott Kingery. I wouldn't be so happy.
Bouncing ball over to first. Freeman's got it, and he'll bring it to the bag. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils here at the top of the 1st inning, and a fantastic defensive play by the Braves center fielder robs the Phils of a run as we go to the bottom of the 1st. Brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider according to speedtest.net. Well, it's pretty much the same lineup that we've seen, with the difference being the catchers. Suzuki started game 1. Perez started game 2. Now Suzuki's back in there. But other than that, the only other change is the starting pitcher. Vince Velasquez will take the mound tonight, 1-1 with a 3.52 earned run average. Pretty good last time, Ben, and the reason it was pretty good is that he did use his other pitches.
The changeup was especially good his last time. He'll sit about 94, change, curveball, slider, but that change is really, that split change is really starting to come along for him.
And that is how he grips it. He grips it like a split, which is, you know, not odd. But the style split that he holds it with is somewhat different. First pitch to Inciarte is in there, 0-1. Numbers against Velasquez, 4 for 16 against him. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, all fastballs right out of the chute here.
Really is the key to keep the top 2 guys off the bases. That's the key to pitching to this lineup. Not easy.
He's fiddling with that mound a little bit. 3 balls and 1 strike to Inciarte. 4 for 9 in the series. And that one's out toward left center field. It'll drop in front of Odubel Herrera. And that's the 5th hit for Inciarte in the last 3 games. He had only 4 hits in his previous 37 at-bats before this series.
That's why the Braves said they're not worried about his slow start. Notorious slow starter.
And now Ozzie Albies, who is 2 for 7 in the series, 4 for 23 against the Phillies. His average at .310. Albies did not think that was a strike.
Gave you that impression. You know, that's another way that the game has really changed, Tom, is the fact that Inciarte swings at that 3-1 pitch as opposed to taking it. Leadoff batter, first batter of the game, you're thinking, well, I'll take one. I know I'm going to get it 3-2 if he throws it to me 3-1. But Inciarte swung.
What is the percentage of pitches that are the same 3-1 and 3-2, do you think? Without knowing exactly.
Without knowing, I'd say they're probably around, obviously it depends on the game, but I'd say it's got to be over 65, 70%.
I thought that would be the neighborhood. Popped up foul. It's going to be just in front of us.
I remember we had like a week to go and Ricky Henderson was going for his 3,000 hit. And there was like a 3-1 count or whatever. He took a strike, ended up walking. It was like 2001, I believe it was. And I come in the next day. I said, Ricky, man, you only got like a week left to get. You needed like 4 or 5 hits. And he looked at me and goes, Ricky, go and get his. He's like, he goes, you know, Ricky got to get on base. But he's so cool and calm. I'm thinking if I got a week to go, and I got to get 3,000, I'm gonna be swinging the bat, not Ricky.
But he was not ready to step outside his comfort zone.
No, he wasn't.
No balls and 2 strikes to Albies. .94 on that fastball, and it remains 0-2. Popped up foul, and that'll be near the Phillies dugout. And out of play. Velasquez chased it down. Just trying to get a little brisk walk in. Freddie Freeman on deck. Boy, it would be nice for the Phils to break out of Atlanta and get another win tonight. They find themselves 2 games behind the Mets in the National League East. The Mets are already trailing the Washington Nationals. The Braves are 3 games back. Another one down the left field line this time. And Kingery will give it a look, and it's out of play.
I wouldn't mind seeing Vince just bounce one right on the plate here. Not so much spike it, but see if he can get it just lower than low. Albies is in swing mode right now.
Awfully close, just off the inside corner. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Really good pitch there.
It was a good location. If he can command it, he might be able to set something else up here.
Or if he throws it in there repeatedly, he might get a call from Marty Foster behind the dish.
And Inciarte is back. Spoils it foul, and it remains 1-2. Well, this is an extensive at bat for Albies. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat coming. Runner goes, pitches line, caught by Rhys Hoskins, double play. That ball was drilled, and Rhys caught it awkwardly. Ciarte is wondering, did it take a hop?
That ball ate up Rhys, but fortunately he was able to catch it.
Well, the man has excellent hand-eye coordination.
He caught it awkward in the fact that he usually catch it with your palm up, a ball that low, but this, he catches it on the backhand to his left and then kind of just swipes it. I think he had the Bassmaster Plus on his left hand.
2 outs, and here's Freddie Freeman. Good breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Last time out, Velasquez threw his changeup 15% of the time, which is way more than what he averages or averaged in previous games. Breaking ball, and it's 0-2. And Rick Kranitz count the pitches. He's at 15. And a fastball, strike 3 calls. Freddie Freeman is down looking. The middle of the Braves order is now 0 for 17 in this series. We'll come back with the top of the second after this. The Ben, when you're having a tough night at the plate.
He was up to that point. The hat trick with a double play, but he makes up for it here. The Phillies up 3-1 at the time. Big 2-out knock there by Rhys Hoskins. That is your Toyota turning point.
Well, Rhys will lead it off as we go to the top of the second. Hoskins hitting .327. And it's swing and a miss. 7 for 16 so far against the Braves with 4 doubles and a home run. Hoskins recorded the double play to help Vince Velasquez. Ciarte recorded a heck of a catch to help Brandon McCarthy secure a scoreless game. 0-2. In the air to left center field. Inciarte on the run. This one he's not going to get. He takes it on one hop and he holds Hoskins over at first by getting to it quickly. Yeah, that's the first hit for the Phils. Well, the one he did get to, Greg Murphy has some of our StatCast stats with our Hyundai defensive play of the game.
Yeah, how good was that? We hand out the Hyundai defensive play of the game early, and we asked StatCast, well, how good was it? Enter Inciarte on the run, running 117 feet and going up and getting it and bringing it back. How about that, though? The catch probability on that, they say 53%. So almost half the time, a little more than half the time.
Well, the man has won 2 Gold Gloves in a row,
Well,
so
yes,
maybe that's
true.
why. I don't know how it could be 53%, though.
Seriously.
I mean, if it was Willie Mays, maybe.
Pretty impressive, for sure. But it is our Hyundai defensive play of the game.
Brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
I think there's a 100% chance, Murph, that the 3 of us aren't catching it.
Oh, there's 100%
That's a 300% chance.
Yeah. Did J.P. Crawford get hit again, or was that Andrew Knapp? That was Knapp.
That was Knapp.
Crawford got hit the other night just above the shin guard when he was standing on the stairs of the Phillies dugout.
Still not able to see tonight, Murph?
I can see right over Chris Mudd's head.
Oh, good choice.
Good choice.
Yep. And a strike 3 called. Second strikeout from McCarthy. And Michael Franco is coming up.
Second strikeout, and both of them have been looking. Almost like the Phillies hitters aren't expecting him to put him away with that fastball. And yet he's done that to Cesar and now to Nick.
Yeah, Suzuki moved his glove, but it still looked like that was on the plate. Bouncing ball foul, and it's 0-1 to Michael, who is 3 for 5. Lifetime against McCarthy.
He's had very good numbers against all 3 of the Braves starters in this series.
You can't discount his double last night either. It just gave the Phils enough breathing room. Well, first thing, they didn't have to use Neris again. I mean, whether they wanted to or not, I mean, he can do it, but they didn't have to use him for second inning. Got some breathing room for Hutchinson to come in. One ball and 1 strike. Bouncing ball foul. Everybody's away from the opening of that dugout except for the bat boy. Nick Pivetta played it off the net.
You know, he blamed us for his curveball last night. You know that, right, Nick Pivetta? He did.
Why?
Because we were hyping it up so much and how much better it's gotten.
Whoa. Was he watching us?
He said, thanks a lot. I said, for what?
Just a bit low, 2-2. Did you inform him that we had no control over whether he was
we
going to be
didn't
good
have
or
any
not?
control over it. He said, but you were right. I was kind of pushing it. And I said, and I got up and we started talking. We had a good conversation. I said, honestly, I think that was great for you personally. He's like, what do you mean? I said, well, you didn't have your best stuff, but still you were able to battle through and get yourself through that. He goes, yeah, I did.
Hoskins was going on that one. McCarthy fields it. And look at the double play. There were 4 double plays last night. That's the first one tonight. It's 1-4-3. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Hopefully we don't jinx Vince Velasquez. games
with an off day in there
on Monday. Here's Nick Markakis to lead it off. He's 0 for 7 in the series. On the outside corner, 0-1. Markakis hitting .266, couple home runs, 9 runs batted in. No balls and 2 strikes. The alignment for Markakis.
That's a perfect example right there for Vince. They tried to go in on Markakis. He misses his spot, but he's still able to get away with it. That should tell you, we talk about Nick Pivetta with stuff. That's why he doesn't have to be so perfect all the time. You know, you can get away with mistakes from time to time.
Yeah, it's part of what Gabe even talked about today, that they've told Vince. That they want him to use his other pitches, like right there, to get Markakis, but to realize that he has enough stuff to get the real good big league hitters out.
Right. And I like that right there. Get ahead and put them away. No more like with Albies, fouling pitches off. That's perfect.
Here's Suzuki 0 for his last 4, including 0 for 3 in this series. Curveball that sails high. One ball and 1 strike.
Swing there was like, the harder you throw it, the harder I'm going to swing.
Popped up out to shallow left field. J.P. Crawford says he has it, and there are 2 outs. Well, you got to check out Jim Salisbury's At the Yard podcast with Scott Kingery. He only has 1 bar on his glasses. They chat about a surprising route through college ball to the majors, the inevitable comparisons to Chase Utley, and your Twitter questions.
It's our fearless leader.
Somebody buy him a pair of reading glasses.
Oh, he's the best.
First pitch to Preston Tucker, and it's 0-1. He's not going to be happy that we did that, but it's all right. It's funny.
I wonder what you're laughing at right off the read on that.
We love him. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. I've known that man for over 25 years. There's not many that are better in this business. I'm telling you. He's got a heart of gold.
Yes, he does. And the man loves baseball.
He was talking to Gabe Kapler today about, some of the issues he had with previous managers when he was younger. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Velasquez works a 1-2-3 second inning. That is a 9-pitch inning. A couple strikeouts. We'll go to the 3rd. Phillies and the Braves scoreless.
Thanks, brother.
PHI.com. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. The question is, which Braves player hit the most home runs last season at SunTrust Park? It's a tough question, Ben.
Is it?
I would not have gotten it.
Okay.
Andrew Knapp leads it off. Andrew hitting 192, 1 for 5 so far in the series. And the first pitch fastball is outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0. I think Gabe Kapler's trying to get one of his catchers going offensively, because both have scuffled so far in the first month of the season. Said he's not worried about Jorge Alfaro's strikeouts, but he has struck out an awful lot in the early part of the season. And Andrew was under the weather for a few games, so he missed a pretty good amount of time, even though he wasn't on the DL. He was available to pinch hit. Two and 2. Well, Marty Foster is giving the outside part of the plate to Brandon McCarthy. He calls it both ways. It's okay. And a line drive base hit it to left center field. So Andrew Knapp leads things off with a single.
Oh, is that a nice piece of hitting? Beautiful hit the other way.
And now Vince Velasquez. When you look at the high probability of bunting, when you take a look at the Phillies pitchers, Vince can swing the bat, but he's also an excellent bunter. But he doesn't show bunt there. It's 0-1. He bunts it foul. Now it's 0-2. That has been the case. They usually let one strike go, and then they put the bunt on.
I'd like to see him get squared around a little sooner. Dusty going with the handlebars, huh?
Yeah, he's doing a little adjusting.
I like that.
Ben can't grow it up top. Might as well grow it under your nose. Ball's butted foul, and that'll be a strikeout. Third strikeout for McCarthy. It's not the best at bat for the pitcher with a runner at first base.
No.
J.P. Crawford hitting a .195. 2 for 5 so far in the series. And he fouls it back just to our left to the second level. It's been a good road trip for JP. He's got 5 hits in 12 at bats. 0-2. Outside, 2-2. McCarthy taking a peek over at Knapp off the first base bag. Cesar Hernandez is in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. He softened it up a little bit. 4 strikeouts for McCarthy. There are 2 outs. We'll go back to the top of the order. Streaks were made to be broken. Make history and to win $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today. Cesar, first time up, 1 down looking. Cesar has 1 home run in this ballpark this year. It came during the first series on opening day. Homered for the 2nd consecutive opening day. Outside, 1-1. Must be having trouble picking him up, because he is throwing way more strikes than balls.
Yeah.
28 strikes to 11 pitches outside the strike zone.
Everything's on a corner.
In the dirt, and it's 2-2.
Take it if you want it, Andrew. I don't know what that throwover's for.
Oh, what is it, the second one over? Bouncing ball to the right of the mound. McCarthy has it. And he flips to first. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. 2 hits for the Phils to the first 3. Vince Velasquez back to work when we return. New Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. It's Velasquez will face Dansby Swanson, Ryan Flaherty, and Brandon McCarthy, the bottom third of the order. Swanson hitting .344. Yeah, I was looking at some of the graphs today. He does like high pitches. You see what his numbers are: 700 against high pitches, which is anything that's from below the letters, like right below the letters and up within the strike zone. Actually, I guess it could carry outside the strike zone. That's a little too high. 1 ball, no strikes.
Ball had a little cut to it, didn't it? Just got to home plate and went left. Not a ton, but just enough.
Followed it up with a curveball, or I guess slider in this case. 84 miles an hour. I think that's the only way to tell the difference for Pivetta and Velasquez is by looking at the velocity.
Right.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. 3 strikeouts for Velasquez. Well, he does have good stuff tonight. And Ryan Flaherty's coming up. I wonder if Ryan Flaherty, as you say, take a look at this pitch.
Obviously didn't see any spin on that.
I wonder if Ryan Flaherty got a little squirmish today when he saw that Jose Bautista was signed by the Atlanta Braves to play third base. Braves signed Bautista to a 1-year deal. It was a minor league contract, and he'll report to extended spring, where he's going to try to prove that he can play third base. 1-0 pitch coming. It's 1-1. And all Flaherty is doing is leading the league in hitting. Jose Bautista. His major league career includes 331 home runs. It's a career that began as an infielder.
Correct.
But he's also in his late 30s to be making the transition back to the infield.
Well, he's played a couple games at third base over the last so many years.
He has.
Just when Donaldson was down.
Some of the Braves fans and some of the members of the media liken it to a little bit to the signing of Ryan Howard. The only difference is that Bautista, they feel, still has something in the tank. And as they saw with Ryan last year, as hard as he tried, he just didn't get to the point where they could bring him up to the big leagues. They're hoping that they can do that with Bautista in the very near future.
I think he's got some left in the tank, especially offensively.
I'm still surprised that an American League team didn't sign him, because you always have that ability to let him just DH.
Right.
McCarthy's 1 for 6. Whoa. That Bounced well before the plate. You crazy catchers, right there, I would have just called another fastball.
Yeah, this one right off the dome.
That's the third time we've seen that this road trip.
It's intentional grounding, Tom.
As long as he just doesn't give him first base. And a strike 3 called. 5 strikeouts for Velasquez through the first 3 innings. He's faced the minimum. He's allowed the 1 hit, got the double play. 38 pitches through the first 3. Right, WB Mason delivers all the brands you need to keep your facility running, like Scott products that deliver superior value and an optimum balance of quality and affordability, all delivered for free by who but WB Mason. Brandon McCarthy begins the top of the 4th inning, and Scott Kingery, Odubel Herrera, and Rhys Hoskins. Phillies so far have managed 2 hits. They've had the leadoff batter aboard in each of the first 2 innings. Kingery flied out to deep left center, robbed by Ender Inciarte of a home run his first time up. Been a quiet series offensively for both teams, except for the extra inning offense the Phils put up. Corners pinch in just a little bit. And a first pitch in there. It's 0-1. Now toward right center field, and Inciarte is going to run this one down. A little easier play. So 1 away for Odubel Herrera. Well, we've sent Murph off on an expedition. We've been intrigued by the new Comcast building out in right field, and Murph is right where my finger is under the sea. Murph, how's the view up there?
I am on an epic adventure. You're right. I've got to my destination. The view up here is absolutely unbelievable. It is absolutely gorgeous. We are 9 stories up in the new Comcast building, as you mentioned. We are 865 feet approximately from home plate, and you can see just about everything. And folks that know a little bit about SunTrust Park and in the area behind the right field stands called the Battery, where all the stores and restaurants and bars and the hotel over to my right, the Omni Hotel. It's just absolutely remarkable, the view that you have. I mean, you can see for miles and miles, but you can see right into the ballpark as well. It is it's a long walk, you know. We had a, but we didn't take the steps. We took the elevator, so that was okay.
Good choice on your part.
I thought so. with 9 stories up. So you put this in perspective. The longest home runs in SunTrust Park, the longest one was from Giancarlo Stanton, 477 feet last season. He also has the second longest at 456. Freddie Freeman, the only Brave in the top 5. So you'd have to hit 2 of those home runs, and you'd have to hit them awful high to get up to where we are. This is the 4th largest cable facility in the U.S. behind, obviously, the 2 towers in Philadelphia, and then 1 facility also in Denver. Up to 1,000 Comcasters can work in this building, guys, as well. They've got a full-service dining room here. They've got a gym, of course, a coffee bar. It is, when you talk about state-of-the-art office buildings and places that you would love to work, every place, everywhere inside this building is just has tons of natural light. Display right there. See, I can see that. And it's just absolutely remarkable. Very cool place to work. And this area up here that they call the Skybox, you can come up when the Braves are playing. You can come out here and watch a game if you're an employee here. So they thought of just about everything. And it's really kind of spectacular. I might hang up here for a while.
Yeah, they want the employees to be able to watch the games. And Murph pointed out the Skybox where he is. There's different areas, Skybox areas at each floor where they can watch the games. If you go into the lobby itself, there's 2 35-foot video boards. I mean, that's pretty good size for those Comcasters.
But they don't charge to go out there like they do at Wrigley Field or those bleacher seats, right?
They
Wrigley.
No charging.
You
Out
actually
to
get
center
paid.
field. You actually get paid.
The real reason I came up here, guys, is because I couldn't find a pen, so I'm going to hit their supply closet before I go.
That's a good job by you, Murph.
Thank you.
All right, Murph. We'll see you. He'll venture back, take the stairs. It's good cardio. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. ShopChooseNissan.com. Bottom of the 4th inning, Brian Snitker and Walt Weiss. Walt, the bench coach, Brian, the manager, next to Freddie Freeman, who is scheduled to bat in this inning. It's the top of the order to face Velasquez. So he went through the first time through, allowed just the hit to Inciarte. And now his second time through as Franco creeps in on the grass at 3rd. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. That's the view from where Murph was standing. You really can see everything.
Sure can.
Two and 0.
That's something that his wireless microphone works from that far.
Technology, baby.
That's something. We should send Murph out and see how far we can send him before it stops working. Murph, just keep walking.
Popped him up. That's a pretty good battle back right there by Velasquez. He falls behind 3-0, goes to 3-1, and then gets Inciarte to pop out to Michael Franco. Earlier today, the Atlanta Braves, well, they received another direct hit. Look at Anibal Sanchez running in the outfield, and he grabs the back of his leg as he's doing his sprints right there, and then falls to the ground. And what ensued was about 15 minutes of the medical personnel coming out. The athletic trainers eventually came out, and they put him in an air cast. They basically mobilized his entire right leg.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, he has a torn hamstring. He was scheduled to make the start tomorrow for the Braves as the Mets are coming into town, but he's been scratched from that, and they've activated Johan Camargo, I should say, who was scheduled to be activated tomorrow. And he is supposed to be the third baseman for the Braves, so they'll have to make a decision as far as the starting pitcher goes tomorrow too. They had already brought up Jesse Biddle, former Phil #1 draft pick, first-round draft pick, I should say, to be in the bullpen for Ramirez. And Jesse is here. And I ran into Jesse's mom and dad on the concourse today, and they were very excited to finally see their son in a big league uniform. 2-1 pitch to Albies, hit foul. It's 2-2. Talked to Jesse for a little while before the ball game. It feels good. They're working him as a relief pitcher. Phillies drafted him in the first round, and he was a starting pitcher. Really had command issues for a good part of his career. As Dusty Watson said, though, he would show flashes of brilliance as a starting pitcher. It's nice to see, though, that he was able to battle his way through and get to the big leagues.
Yeah. Perseverance.
He did say, he said, I do hope I make my major league debut tonight, and I hope I face Franco, and I hope I face Aaron Altair. Swing and a miss. Albies struck out a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Yeah, that is 6 strikeouts. So 2 away. Freddie Freeman's coming up Wednesday, April 25th, when the Phillies take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's our second Hatfield Philly Frank Dollar Dog Night of the season. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. And Freddie Freeman takes inside 1-0. The Phillies defensive alignment, nobody's on the left side, and that's where Freeman just hit it. Where the shortstop would be standing. That's his first hit of the series. He snaps an 0 for 8. It's also the first hit for the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Braves lineup.
I know he's got kind of a funky swing, but this almost looked deliberate on Freddie Freeman's part. To really get inside it and just punch it that way. He's kind of got that uppercut swing, but it looks like he really guides it and just serves it to left.
It's nice to have that ability to do that. Here's Markakis, who grounded out his first time up. The alignment a little different because they have Franco on the left side, but he's toward the hole at shortstop. Fastball at the knees, 1-2. Bouncing ball foul, and it remains 1-2. Suzuki's in the on deck circle. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Markakis. Velasquez is ready. Broken back ground ball, and it remains 1-2. Markakis gets a new bat.
Hopefully that's not the Savoy special.
Yeah, let's hope it's not the Savoy special. Boy, Velasquez is doing a good job on the inside part of the plate with these lefties.
That's because he's getting extension out in front of his body. He's not cutting himself off. Good extension out in front. Ball's not leaking back over the plate.
1-2 pitch, and it's lined out to right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Freeman's on his way to third. The throw goes towards second off the glove of Hernandez. It'll be first and third with 2 men down. And Kurt Suzuki is coming up. All right, so this is the toughest spot of the game so far for Velasquez, whose pitch count is at 56 here in the 4th inning. It's not a big deal at all. He got Suzuki to pop out to shortstop his first time up. On the inside corner, and it's 0-1, 95. We saw Vince hit 97 earlier in the ball game. Both teams have struggled with runners in scoring position. These 2 hits, the one by Freeman, the one by Markakis, the first 2 hits in this series for the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Braves. A high fly ball to left field. Kingery is back toward the track, under it, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits. The first runner over third base tonight for the Braves. We'll head on to the 5th in a scoreless game. Also the Tasty Cake Odubel Herrera emoji cap. Free to children 14 and under. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. There's Odubel. And here is Nick Williams as we start the 5th inning.
Get something going here.
Went down looking on strikes, went down looking on an outside pitch, outside corner pitch. His first time up. And the first pitch to Williams. Swing and a miss. He didn't get the fastball. Is it cutter?
Cutter there.
No balls and 1 strike. And the dirt, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Ground ball foul. Outside 2-2. Michael Franco waits on deck. And ball 4. So Williams draws a walk. That is the first walk issued by McCarthy. And here comes Michael Franco. Phils fans, you need to check out the Authentic Fan Ticket Package for the 2018 season. NBC Sports Philadelphia is giving you a $4 discount per ticket and your choice of one of these great hats. Head over to Phillies.com/AuthenticFan to grab your seats now. Michael, first time up, hit into a double play. And a fastball a bit low, 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Well, 3 different pitches. He went with a curveball. Bouncing ball out to shortstop. There's 1 and 2. Second double play of the night.
Michael just pulls off of this, hits it off the end of the bat. I think he broke his bat. Played really not close at first base as he slipped in the batter's box. Now 6 double plays the Phillies have hit into the last 2 games.
And they've had an impact. I mean, fortunately, the Phillies were able to slide past it.
Watch how slow Michael gets out of the box there. He just cannot pull that pitch. He can't. And it really wasn't even that far outside. It's more middle away. And you know, if you're thinking left field, you just cannot make an attempt to go to right field there.
No balls and 1 strike to Knapp. And a base hit into left field for Knapp. He's 2 for 2. So he's aboard with 2 men down, and here comes Velasquez.
And they've both been on fastballs in. It's called taking the knob of the bat to the baseball, staying inside it, punching it to left. If you could do that with that pitch, that means you're staying inside the ball. And that's great because this is going to clear Vince Velasquez. Drop your anchor down there, Andrew Knapp.
And 2. There's a curveball at 81. I mean, he doesn't throw his curveball as slow as some we've seen. It's not in the 70s. His curveball is generally in the low 80s. We've seen curveballs that are effective in the high 70s, low 70s, high 60s. In the dirt, gets away from Suzuki. And up to second base goes Knapp. A wild pitch.
We've seen Suzuki block these for these last 3 games. Get a little lazy on that one. See how he goes down to one knee? Both knees have to hit the ground at the same time. You can see he just kind of rolled into that. He wasn't aggressive with it.
Back toward the middle, a base hit for Velasquez. Rounding third, heading for home is Knapp. Here's the throw by Inciarte. It's way offline, and the Phillies take a 1-0 lead.
Oh, yeah.
It's an RBI single for Vince Velasquez.
A little 2-out lightning in a bottle there, T-Mac. A little knock, ball pitch. Bump up the box by the pitcher.
Threw him a breaking ball.
Yeah, a hanger. He's had success putting guys away with that fastball tonight. He hangs one to the pitcher. Inciarte, one of the best throwing arms in all of baseball. Ball tailed on him. Vince Velasquez taking the extra base. Talk about value at the margins. Perfect example right there.
Yeah, value at the margins has been a saying that Gabe Kapler has implemented since he arrived. You can do all the basic things, but then outside the margins, what can you do to help your team take another step forward? No balls and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford.
Or as our good friend Jim Salisbury says, just doing the little things.
JP struck out his first time up. He's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Outside, 1-2. Bouncing ball, broken bat, foul. And it remains 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Second time tonight he has struck out JP. Phillies, though, do get a run. An RBI single by Vince Velasquez. It's time to go to the bottom of the fifth. 1-0 Phils.
Stretch by Robinson. The 3-0 pitch. Swing and long drive. There it is. Number 500. The career 500th home run for Michael Jack Schmidt. And the Phillies have regained the lead at Pittsburgh. 8-6. And the Phillies dugout comes swarming out to home plate.
Yep, on this date in 1987, Geico presents this date in baseball. Mike Schmidt, one of the most iconic calls by Harry Kalas, and one of the biggest moments in Phillies franchise history. Mike Schmidt hits home run number 500 against the Pirates. The time was 4:53 p.m. in the afternoon. He, of course, hit it off of Don Robinson, and, well, you all remember Harry's call as well. It was one of those terrific moments. I joked last night that I said, oh, that's what Mike Schmidt did before he became a broadcaster. Yeah, he hit a lot of home runs, obviously one of the best players, if not the best player ever to wear a Phillies uniform, one of the best third baseman ever to play in Major League Baseball as well. His career was iconic. We've talked about it before, but take a look maybe at some of the numbers from Mike Schmidt as we see here in the bottom of the fifth, 1-0. And yeah, there you go, 267 average, but the 548 home runs, 1,595 RBIs, three-time National League MVP, the World Series MVP in 1980. He did just about everything he could in the game, a Gold Glove third baseman as well. So what a moment back in 1987 on April 18th.
Harry said he was so excited he didn't use his normal call for that home run, but it was a great one, it really was. And the reaction from Mike's wife Donna in the stands was perfect. 1 ball and no strikes to Preston Tucker. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Done a lot of Mike Schmidt highlights recently. He's not going to know what to do with himself when he comes to the booth.
I just texted him. I said, you keep hogging all our timeless moments. That's what I'll see this weekend.
Two balls and no strikes as Velasquez will face Tucker, Swanson, and Flaherty. Swing and a miss. 95.
Tucker, Swanson, and Flaherty. Sounds like a law firm.
Problem is that the last 2 guys have been the 2 of the best hitters for the Braves this year.
Very true.
Down the right field line and foul. And it's 2-2.
What do I hear in the back of my head as I point out from time to time? Renee Latchman, ain't nothing but a strike, brother. I used to hear him say that when I was behind the plate. He'd yell it from the bench. Vince is feeling good tonight, that's for sure.
Looking at the count, I guess. And ball 4. A leadoff walk. And that's the first walk issued by Velasquez. It got McCarthy in trouble in the top of the 5th inning. Time now for our Nissan upgrade. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. As far as shutdown innings are concerned, the Phillies are tied for the top spot in the National League with the New York Mets. Yeah, the offense has not put everything together just yet, but the staff, for the most part, has. And that includes the bullpen. Dansby Swanson struck out his first time up. Bouncing ball toward third, foul. And it's 0-1.
You know, one thing that the starting rotation and even the bullpen have really done is picked each other up, whether that be an error in the field, but they've really picked their teammates up, not letting it affect them. That's been huge for them this season. It's not like they hang their head, oh, I can't believe that happened. No, they just go out and make the next pitch.
Yeah, and Gabe said the other day he looks into the dugout to see how guys do react to adversity by their teammates. He said it's important for them not to show each other up. And that was a base hit to left field for Swanson. They'll put runners on first and second with nobody out. And here's Ryan Flaherty. You can still see his way through this. He's got the pitcher up next. You roll a double play ball here. In the air to right center field. That is well hit, and it's not coming back. A 3-run home run for Flaherty. It's his first of the year. And the Braves go on top 3-1.
I'd say Flaherty's not worried about Jose Bautista signing. He's aggressive going after that first pitch heater. It's one that he likes.
Been almost 2 years since his last major league home run.
That was a no-doubter.
Guy's been a heck of a story. He really has, and it started in spring training with the Phillies.
See Andrews set up for the pitch cast by P.J. Wheelhands.
And Brandon McCarthy takes Hyatt in. 1 ball and no strikes. A strike 3 called, so there's the first out of the inning. And it's 7 strikeouts for Velasquez. And now Ender and Ciarte. And Ciarte is 1 for 2. Inciarte serves that out toward the middle, and it's off the glove of J.P. Crawford. That'll wind up being J.P.'s third error of the season. And a base runner with one man down, and Ozzie Albies will be the hitter.
They might give it a hit.
Why?
Is it play should be made? Yes, but
Absolutely.
here at home, he had the range to his left, hit kind of hard.
Well, I'm not sure if I would agree with it, but it is a base hit. And a runner at first base for Albies. And he takes a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Heck of a series for Inciarte now. 6 for 12, counting that hit. No balls, at 1 strike to Albies. And he fouls it away. 0-2. Freddie Freeman waits on deck. Runner goes. Pitch is fouled at home plate.
Thankfully, a big jump there. I don't think Andrew Nat would have had a chance.
And a line drive base hit it to right field. Inciarte's around second, heading to third. He'll get there. It'll be first and third with one man down. Maybe time for Andrew Knapp to use one of those trips to the mounds to get his pitcher settled down.
He just used one earlier this inning. I'd like to see Rick Kranitz go out and try and calm him down a little bit. It looked like he's going to.
I think at this point, I mean, it's okay to use them. And now you have Freddie Freeman up. Franco's over on the third base side.
Try and find a way to limit the damage here. Got one out. Even if they score another one right here, limit the damage. Get out of here with just the 4 runs, but no more than that.
And now Rick Kranitz is going to go out and chat 1 ball and no strikes to Freddie Freeman.
Would have thought he'd go out before he threw the first pitch. Maybe he wants, this is Vince Velasquez, part of the learning curve. Maybe he can figure it out on his own without me having to go out there.
No, I do think pitching coaches think that from time to time. I really do, and I don't blame them, honestly, to do that. But I mean, like you said, there comes a time where it's starting to unravel, and he's not being able to roll it back.
Right.
So you got to give him a beat. You also give the bullpen a chance to loosen up. So Ramos starts the warm up in the bullpen. One ball, no strikes to Freddie Freeman. And he pulls it down the right field line, foul. And it's 1-1.
Freddie this year with runners in scoring position, hitting .563.
Yeah, the Braves still lead the National League in batting average with runners in scoring position. And Velasquez now at 80 pitches. It's part of why they've been so successful. They just have picked up clutch hits after clutch hit after clutch hit. Inside, 2-1. Two and two.
Way tardy.
Yeah, he went up on in the zone on that one.
See that ball in Knapp's mitt before he starts that swing.
Threw him a changeup, and it's 3-2. Albies was almost falling asleep there for a minute.
It was a quick move, though, by Vince.
Phillies are taking a peek at that. Gabe Kapler's up on the second to last step. And they want him to review that. So they're going to review this. They must have seen something. Wow. This would be huge if they're able to get an out here. Albies looked like he was a tick slow with getting back to the first base bag. His reactions were pretty slow.
And if he is indeed out, Freddie Freeman's got to be thinking to himself, what are you doing? You're taking away that hole from me.
Well, Joe West is to the right. Mark Ribberger is the umpire that made the call. He's to the left. Joe is the crew chief. And they'll take a look back in New York. Take a little peek at this one. This is a little slow-mo. Now watch out Albies' arm as Hoskins comes in there. And he had just barely. He was about a half inch or so from the bag when the tag was made. At least that's my interpretation of it.
I'm with you.
The slow-mo certainly helps it because you can see the arm moving. But is it conclusive enough? I think it is, but
we're watching on the big screen in slow-mo, and it's.
I mean, it's really close. Let's take another look at it.
But you can see his arm move
right there.
There before it gets to the bag.
Yeah, so I think he's out. And they are taking a long look at it in New York. You figured they'd already started looking at it before they walked over.
If his hand was on the bag, his arm wouldn't have moved that much. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Because it would have locked on.
Correct.
All right, here's the call. And he's out at first base. That is a huge out for the Phils. So the call is overturned. 2 away. That's an excellent challenge. That's great work underneath.
Yes.
Looking at that and finding the right shot very quickly. All right, so the count 3-2 to Freddie Freeman. .145 was the review. The pitch coming to Freeman. And a line drive caught by Cesar Hernandez. And the side is retired. Throw over to first base just for good fortune.
Well, you talk about limiting damage. Well, that's exactly what they did. A pickoff and a line out. We're out of it. 3-1, heading to the 6th.
Weeks of his major league career. Scott signed a 6-year contract right before the end of spring training and has hit the ground running and swinging. It didn't take long for his first hit, followed by his first home run, and now his first big league grand slam. Kingery was once a prospect, and he now is presently producing at the major league level. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, Kingery will get a chance to bat here in the 6th inning as we go to the top of the order. Albies talking to Joe West after being called out after review. That certainly helped the Phils' cause because then they got Freddie Freeman on the lineout. But the Phillies trail at 3-1 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Hernandez is 0 for 2. He has struck out and he's grounded out. And he shows bunt. Bunts it off the plate, foul. And it's 0-1. Had a beautiful bunt in last night's game. That was an extra innings.
If he were to lay down, obviously easier said than done, lay down the same bunt, there's just no way Flaherty can throw him out from there.
I would agree.
There's no way.
0-1 pitch coming. And he lines it down the left field line. Preston Tucker will give it a look, and it's out of play. Outside, 1-2. That's awfully close to the pitch that he got rung up on in his first at bat. It is a little wider.
He took it like it was a foot off the plate.
Got to sell it, Ben. Outside and high, 2-2. Well, McCarthy's been good tonight. He's allowed just 4 hits and the 1 run. Bouncing ball, and it remains 2-2.
called knowing the strike zone.
Having a lot of confidence in knowing it too. And a swing and a miss, dropped by Suzuki, but the tag is made, and that's the second time tonight that Cesar has gone down on strikes.
See where the setup is right here. Here's Cesar right on the pickoff. So they're not employing the shift. He gets picked off. Then when they go to set up after the pickoff, you can barely even see Cesar in the frame there. And what does he do? Lines it right into that shift.
Yeah, and
so
JP was wondering if he should move over.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was huge. Otherwise, that's another run.
No question. And you don't know. It could have been even. It could have even been more, because the inning would have still been alive.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Freddie Freeman's like, "Are you kidding me? You're getting picked off right here with me up and man on third, less than 2 outs."
Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. McCarthy 6 strikeouts, a season high. The Braves acquired him from the Dodgers with Charlie Culberson and Adrian Gonzalez for Matt Kemp. Basically, both teams were trying to shed some cash. Although Kemp, everybody thought the Dodgers would just release. But in 15 games so far this year, he has 3 homers and 10 runs batted in.
With a very struggling offense in the Dodgers.
2-1 pitch coming to Kingery. Outside, 3-1. The Braves have since cut Scott Kazmir. They still have Culberson. At ball 4. So Kingery draws a 1-out walk. And he's aboard for Odubel Herrera. Herrera is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. Once to third, once to first. The Braves have started somebody up in the bullpen very quickly, just in case McCarthy starts to run out of gas. Shane Carl is the right-hander. Two balls, no strikes. Suzuki's going to use a trip and head out to the mound. So time now for the Ram Truck Stump the Fans trivia quiz answer. Which Braves player hit the most home runs last season at SunTrust Park? What do you think there, Ben?
Well, obviously the initial response would be to go with the first baseman Freddie Freeman, but he missed a lot of time, and I'm thinking back to the only real power hitter in that lineup last year was Matt Adams.
Matt Adams is correct. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. As Odubel fouls it back, it's 2-1.
Matt Adams now with the Washington Nationals.
Not playing as much because Ryan Zimmerman's playing first. Getting some time. Odubel trying to get his timing down, and he fouls it down the left field line. 2-2. Overall, Adams hit 19 home runs last season. In fact, he was one of 4 Braves to have at least 19 home runs last year, including the guy behind home plate, Kurt Suzuki, and Matt Kemp. Odubel hits it toward the middle, off the glove of Albies into shallow center field. Kingery speeds to third. He's being held there, and the Phillies will have first and third with 1 man down. I'll tell you what, the Phillies were moments away from sending Kingery because that ball kept on going and nobody was there. A base hit for Odubel. And runners on first and third with 1 out. And here comes Brian Snitker. So that's going to be it for Brandon McCarthy. He'll go 5 1/3 here tonight. And they will bring in the right-hander to take over for him. So pitching change here at SunTrust Park, where the Phillies down 3-1, but threatening here in the top of the 6th inning. Yesterday, Alexi Amarista had 2 hits. Reading lost to Harrisburg. Jan Hernandez was 3 for 4. Clearwater defeated Charlotte. Adam Hazley 2 for 5 with a double and 2 runs scored. Nice to see Adams picking up a couple hits. Here is Shane Carl with runners on first and third, and Rhys Hoskins coming up. That's the reason that they made the switch. Get a fresh arm in against Hoskins. First pitch, a breaking ball. Ooh, wow. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Hoskins with 13 runs batted in. And trying to add to that total here.
It's a spinner there. That one didn't do a whole lot.
Pretty impressive that he's able to crack a little history already in his young career. In the dirt, and it's 1-2. Check swing, 2-2. right, so he's battled back to even the count up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. To the bullpen comparisons, the Phillies certainly have the upper hand so far in the series. Let's hope that continues here tonight. This would be if these 2 runs score, the runners on base, these would be inherited runners. Bouncing ball foul, took a little bit more off that breaking ball. And the count holds 2-2. Braves bullpen with a 2.73 ERA coming into this series. But then you add those numbers that the Phillies have put on, and it's gone up a little bit. Down the right field line for Hoskins, and out of play. Whoop, I think he misjudged it. He got the ball. I think he misjudged it, though. Yeah. Carter goes from first, and the pitch whacked foul. He stays alive.
Boy, did he have a jump.
This would be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Hoskins. Be nice if Odubel can get into scoring position.
Yeah. You can't blame Carr for kind of losing track of Odubel over there. If I have Rhys Hoskins in the box, I'm going to spend the majority of my concentration on him.
Odubel doesn't go this time, and Hoskins strikes out. 2 outs. And that'll leave it for Nick Williams. Take a look at the pitch sequence to Hoskins.
Slider, slider, change up, slider, fastball, slider, change up.
So 2 changeups in that at bat.
I would assume Nick will get one as well.
He gets a fastball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Late on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-1. I think he was guessing slider there or changeup.
I think he just threw it by him. You know, I think Nick is always ready for the fastball, but I think he just threw it by him.
He's such a good fastball hitter. Little dribbler to the left of the mound, picked up by Carl, and in time to get Nick Williams. He makes a nice play. The Phillies leave a couple. So no runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. Middle of the 6th. It's 3-1 Braves over the Phils. Back here in Atlanta, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Braves on top 3-1 over the Phillies, and Velasquez will face Nick Markakis, Kurt Suzuki, and Preston Tucker. 3 infielders on the right side against Markakis. And a first pitch is low and in, 1 ball, no strikes. That was a changeup from Vince. Markakis is 1 for 2. Outside 2-0. Markakis with 2,070 hits for his career. He's produced a lifetime batting average of 287. And now it's 2-1, a fastball that gets the outside part. He's been durable during his career. Since 2013, he's averaged 159 games a year. Fly ball foul. And Ramos is back up and throwing. In fact, the only season that he didn't produce at least 150 games in his career was his first one. He was at 147. And 2012 when he was at 104. So he plays every day. It remains 2-2.
A lot has to do with his ability to hit left-handers. He's able to just punch balls the other way. Really not a long ball threat throughout his career, despite playing in a very hitter-friendly park in Camden Yards.
Yeah, 281 average against left-handers.
Yep. That'll do it.
Three and two. I would think this is his last batter, particularly if he loses them. Fights it off, lifts it out toward right field. Cesar was shaded that way and makes the catch in foul territory. 1 away. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealers and by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Hello, Ben Davis and Greg Murphy. Murph has climbed down from his perch up on the penthouse of the Comcast building. I like the real estate that Murph staked out better up there than where he is right now. More options for him up there. Up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. That's where Murph was, right there under the sea in Comcast. I feel like I'm doing the weather.
Need a green screen?
Yeah. Inside 2-0. Two and one.
Hey, T-Mac, can we give a little love to our audio guys, Jay and Rick here, and
Sure.
our engineer John as well? I mean, think about that. Think about how far I was.
That's a lot of wire that Rick had to run out
He
there.
did. They had to lay the cable down.
Yeah.
Spools.
Spools. Spools of
Yeah.
what? Thread?
Spools of cable. Hey, come on, spools. That was a great job, though. Get the equipment to work all the way out
That's
there.
right.
Now, no one was working at this hour, were they, Murph?
No, they actually had an event there.
Yeah.
A friends and family event to kind of show off the building. tonight.
Did you attend any of it?
No, they just left.
You were
so
invited.
Your
we were
family.
invited. We were all invited. No, I didn't get to the party. Had a job to do, but there, you know, there's a couple of folks scattered throughout the
A
building.
couple of Comcasters.
Working hard, like us.
That's right, like us. Another one fouled away by Suzuki, and it stays even 2-2. What kind of supplies did you wrangle out there?
I just needed a pen.
That's it, one?
That's it. Yeah, I grabbed the pen.
Murph, that must have been the first time you passed on a cocktail, huh?
Perhaps. Who said I passed on the cocktail?
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
Well, I mean, you're working and all.
Oh, right. Then I passed on the cocktail.
Check swing at a changeup low. A lot of changeups this inning for Velasquez. It's 3-2.
It's a long way for Scooter to go.
Scooter, Goose, Boone. We'll get it right.
Murph works. We'll go with Murph.
We'll go with Murph.
Fly ball left field. Kingery will come trotting in.
He's hit 2 towering shots to Scott Kingery in
Sure
left field.
has. It's good practice for Scott. Preston Tucker is coming up. Reminder, it's never too late to get Phillies season tickets. That's right. Plans start as little as 9 games. You get flexible ticket exchange and donation program. You also get invited to exclusive season ticket holder events. Go to Phillies.com or call 215-463-5000. We cannot guarantee you'll be invited to Augusta like that young man, but here's Tucker. And he hits it over to first base. Nice hop for Hoskins. And a 1-2-3 inning for Vince Velasquez. The only hiccup for him tonight has been the 5th when he allowed 3 runs. Now we go to the 7th. It's a 3-1 Braves lead. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. The Phils jumped out to a 1-0 lead in what was a pitcher's duel, and the Braves then scored 3 runs in their half of the 5th inning on a Ryan Flaherty 3-run home run. Vince Velasquez 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs. He also had an RBI single. He is probably done for the night as Gabe Kapler comes over to shake his hands. But his only problem was the 5th inning. Other than that, I mean, this was a good outing from Vince. I mean, 3 runs over 6 innings. You just hope the offense can overcome it.
Absolutely right. He battled out there tonight.
99 pitches for Velasquez as Franco fouls it off, and it's 0-1.
Came back after that 3-run inning. Bounced back 1-2-3. really like the way he threw the ball. I do.
And again, it was the same kind of mixture that we saw in his last outing. We'll get the numbers after the game, but it seemed like it was the same kind. On the outside corner, that is a tough pitch for a hitter. And it's 0-2. Little dribbler up the third base line. It'll go foul. Outside. Over to third base, past the third base coach's box, and it remains 1-2. It'll be Franco, then Andrew Knapp.
Michael gets in these modes where he just seems like he wants to pull everything. I really don't know why pitchers insist on trying to even go inside. I mean, the pitch on the outer half, it doesn't even look like he can reach it, even for a strike.
And if you have the ability to even start a breaking ball on the plate to make it look enticing, and then like he's done in the first couple pitches, I mean, you're going to win most of the time.
And the second one that got called a strike, Michael didn't like the call, but the ball's that's still a good pitch.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Franco. And just a bit outside, 3-2. It's a similar pitch to the one you just alluded to.
But it was a ball, and that's great, but Mike Kell's not in a position where he's able to touch that ball. He's not in a position to be able to hit it. We'll take a look. It's off the plate.
At ball 4. So Franco draws a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. And that will bring Andrew Knapp up. Knapp's looking into the dugout. They may run for Franco. And I say that only because there's some running around going on. That could be also who the pinch hitter is going to be coming up next. Carlos Santana. Looks like he's going to be the pinch hitter. No balls and 1 strike. Over to the right side, Albies have boots it again. It's into shallow right field. Franco's on his way to third. That'll be first and third with nobody out. Now the last one was a base hit, and it was a legitimate hit. That's got to be an error.
That's got to be an error. You got to catch it before you can do anything with it. Like he was starting to make that pivot to try and throw it to Swanson at shortstop to try and start the 4-6-3 double play. Just kind of gets his feet kind of caught up there, and that's not in a good position. Michael alertly goes to third base. Plays right in front of you.
Well, that'll bring Carlos Santana up as a pinch hitter. The runners on first and third. The Phil's down 3-1. Santana, a breaking ball. He went around, says the home plate umpire, Marty Foster. Pulled toward the right side. Albies has this one. Flips to second for one. Over to first in time. A double play. A run does score, and it's now a 3-2 ball game.
The Braves will definitely trade double play for a run there. That one about as tailor-made as you're going to find.
That is the 7th double play for the Braves in the last 2 games. That is amazing.
Yes, it is.
And now J.P. Crawford. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. JP is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. 1 ball and 1 strike.
What you might see here is if JP were to make the last out, you might see Kingery go to short, Reese go to left, and Carlos stay in the game at first base. That's if I put my managerial cap on, Tom.
Oh, nice going, Ben. Size 7 1/4.
7 1/4.
Yep. And JP has struck out for the 3rd time tonight.
It's just too big a swing with 2 strikes.
Phillies do get a run without a hit. There was 1 Braves error. We'll move to the bottom of the 7th as we stretch. Pitchers retired. The opposition 1-2-3. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, America's best internet provider, according to speedtest.net. You saw Carlos Santana, who stays in the game to play first base. Rhys Hoskins and Scott Kingery shift around. Kingery goes from left to shortstop. J.P. Crawford's night is done, and Hoskins moves from first base over to left field. Nice going, Ben.
Thank you.
Way to pay attention.
I think that was a pretty easy one.
Here's Ramos to take over for Velasquez. Solid night for Vince. 3 hits, or excuse me, 7 hits, 3 runs, 7 strikeouts. And now Ramos in his 9th ball game. And the first batter he sees is Dansby Swanson. No balls and 1 strike to Swanson. Outside, 1-1. Fouled away, 1-2.
His hands really are noticeably lower than last season, and he's a lot quicker to the ball.
Outside, 2-2. Fouled away again. Well, his hands are noticeably lower, and they say he's laying off the outside pitch more. Brian Snitker said that. So did Kevin Seitzer. That was part of their exit interview, was to get him to avoid swinging at that outside pitch. Flails that one foul. Two balls and 2 strikes. Got to get that back going here. Ramos has thrown him some tough pitches. In the air to left field. That is well hit, and it is gone. Off the facing of the scoreboard, the auxiliary scoreboard, and it's now a 4-2 ball game. That's the 2nd home run of the year for Swanson.
After a litany of breaking balls, Andrew Bry challenges him here with a fastball, and he takes him out to left. That's a short swing, Tom. Pitch at 93. They try and go down and away, up and in. Like you mentioned earlier, Tom, he likes that high fastball. That's a bullet.
That sure is. And that'll bring Ryan Flaherty to the plate. Flaherty has had the big hit tonight, a 3-run home run, as he takes a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Hitting .360. Low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
We talked about how good the Phillies have been in shutdown innings this year. We showed that graphic earlier, and not in this one. Both times they scored, Braves have come back and scored themselves.
In the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, time now for our Coors Light refreshing finish, and this is Flaherty with his home run against Velasquez.
First pitch fastball, drills it on out of here. Put the Braves up 3-1 at the time.
Bouncing ball right side. Cesar comes charging in, and there's 1 out. And that'll bring Camargo up, making his debut here in 2018. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. We were here last year when Camargo hurt himself when he was trying to get out onto the playing field, and he did it rather awkwardly and went down with an injury. It's a foul, and it's 0-2. Outside, and it's 1-2. Got him. And there are 2 outs. And that means we'll go back to the top of the order for Ender Inciarte, who is 2 for 3. He singled his first time up, popped out, and then got a base hit off the glove of J.P. Crawford his last time up. Phillies are trying to win this series. They've already clinched a better than 500 road trip. Get a little greedy here. And Inciarte cracks his bat, and the inning is over. However, the Braves do take back an extra run thanks to the home run by Dansby Swanson. We played 7 on to the 8th. It's a 4-2 Braves lead. Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Valle Honda dealer. Visit DelValleHondaDealers.com. And by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Now the Phillies are down to their last couple of at-bats to get a couple of runs. They'll send the top of the order up against right-hander Lucas Sims. So much for Sims starting tomorrow. Excuse me, that's Dan Winkler. Yeah, the first pitch is on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Yeah, because Sims is supposed to start tomorrow. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. There's Winkler's numbers. 2.16 ERA.
Fastball, cutter, slider, ranging anywhere from 79 to 94.
Low, and now 1-2. Pulled to the right side, and Albies is up with it, and a quick out here in the 8th inning, and that'll bring Scott Kingery to the plate. Kingery is 0 for 2, robbed by Ender Inciarte back in the 1st inning of a home run. Inciarte ranged a long way and then jumped and pulled it off the top of the wall. Winners play in just a little bit, and a first pitch fastball, and it's 0-1. Two. Winkler and Carl both have a good pace about them out of the mound for the Braves. Outside, 1-2.
They also have very good ERAs as well. Carl with a 1.38, Winkler with a 2.08. That really is the first thing I look at when a pitcher comes in. ERA. Right away. ERA.
Odubel waits on deck. Kingery lays off. Not an easy pitch to lay off with. Well, at this point, Jesse Biddle was hoping he would make his major league debut tonight against his old team. I don't think it's going to be tonight.
No.
Swing and a miss. So 2 quick outs for Winkler, and now Odubel Herrera is coming up. Friday, April 27th, when the Phillies take on the Atlanta Braves. It's a 7:05 first pitch. Now, after the game, stay for a free post-game concert featuring Grammy-winning artist Zedd. Enhance your experience by purchasing a field pass to enjoy the show up close from the infield. Go to Phillies.com/Zedd for more information. Odubel takes inside. Inside again. Odubel looked like it was taken all the way on that one. Fly ball out to short right center field, and Markakis comes in. One-handed catch, a 1-2-3 inning for Winkler. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning here in Atlanta. The Phils trail it by 2. Phils trying to keep this at a 2-run game before their final at bat in the top of the 9th inning. And Albies takes the first pitch from Ramos up and away, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Bouncing ball foul off the foot of Albies.
He and Tucker like to swing it, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Man.
In the dirt. Two and two. Ball popped off the mask of Andrew Knapp.
He's back wearing the old mask. He's not wearing the Tyler Flowers mask anymore. I noticed that last night. I don't know.
Just comfort?
I think so. The other one is a little heavier. Doink.
Right off the side. Colby's is going to be one of those guys I think that will be, as he gets older, even tougher to strike out. Just seems to be that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Well, we just said that, and unless you're Ramos, and throw him a good pitch. So 1 away. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, when this one is all said and done, the Phils will load up the bus, then load up the plane, and head back to Philly for a 10-game homestand in 11 days. And it all starts off with the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are coming to town for 4 games. They're 7-2 on the road so far. The Buccos, first place in the NL Central. Then 3 against the Diamondbacks after an off day on Monday. They're in first place in the NL West and are a plus 27 run differential. That's the best in the National League. And then these Braves come to town for the 7th, 8th, and 9th meeting of the season versus the Phils already this season. But guys, I will tell you this. This one is not over yet.
No, it's not, Murph. And the Phillies are going to bring in a new pitcher. It's Hobie Milner. These are the matchups. We get a chance to see Arrieta tomorrow, and then lively on Friday night. Tomorrow's matchup is outstanding. Arrieta against Jamison Tyone. And then Aaron pitches on Saturday. Pivetta pitches on Sunday.
Should be a fun homestand.
Yeah, the Pirates are hitting the ball. I mean, that's a key.
They're hitting the ball. Diamondbacks always hit the ball, but the Diamondbacks really are the most impressive team to me early on in this season, especially in the National League. I mean, they can scatter it all over the field, but boy, they can pitch. They do have some good arms in that rotation. But it's always fun to see where you stack up.
Yep. With 1 man down, Hobie Milner's coming on to face Freddie Freeman and then Nick Markakis. So a couple of lefties. Braves will stay here at home here before they hit the road, and they'll be part of, as we mentioned, that homestand for the Phils. After the ball game, Rob Ellis, Ricky Bottalico are standing by to break this ball game down. It's only on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies post game live. Freddie Freeman is 1 for 3 in this game. He had a line drive into the shift his last time up, caught by Cesar Hernandez. And he swings and fouls this one off to the left, and it's 0-1. Phillies have held him in check in this series, and that's a good thing. You hold him in check, you hope that you can pull away with a couple wins. 1 ball and 1 strike. Two and two. Part of the success the Phillies have had with their staff this year, and it's not only the starters, but it is also the relievers. The Phillies are first in the National League in the lowest walk percentage. I mean, that is fantastic. That's something they hope they can keep on building on, as Freddie Freeman is hit by a pitch. With a count 2 balls and 2 strikes, and he'll go to first. He's walking over toward the dugout.
Oh, right in the wrist.
Wow, he's walking out of the game. He's just going.
Looks like, is that the same one he broke last year? Wow. It was already Freddie Freeman's 8th at bat against Hobie Milner.
Well, Charlie Culberson is going to come on and pinch hit. Freddie missed 10 weeks last year with a broken wrist. It was his left wrist.
I think that's the one that just hit.
Well, he knew something because he went right into the dugout and down the stairs. that's the case, they may speed Bautista up and put him over at first base instead of third. Markakis will slap it right through the hole on the left side. Culberson, who runs well, will run over to third. And it'll be first and third with one out. And now Kurt Suzuki is coming up. Well, this has not gone the way that I would think the coaching staff wanted. It does not look like there's a right-hander up in the bullpen, so Milner will stay on to face Suzuki and then Peter Borges. And a line drive into left field, a base hit. Another run is in. Markakis on his way to third. As the throw goes to second, it'll be an RBI single for Suzuki. And the Braves tack on another one. They're on top 5-2. And Peter Borges will be the hitter.
Suzuki swinging early. Back legs that one into left field. Milner trying to get inside, just did not quite get it there. Good base running by Markakis. First and third again.
Well, now Borges, and Borges is a tough guy to double up, as we know from his time with the Phils. I mean, he can still run. And he bunts it foul, and it got the foot of Andrew Knapp. And it's no balls and one strike. Knapp wanted by habit to walk that out toward the mound, but the home plate umpire Marty Foster flipped it to the pitcher instead because it would be deemed a mound visit. Boy, how unsettling is it that Freddie Freeman just walked right off the field? That's a balk. Carlos Santana pulled off the first base bag, and the runners will advance. It's not called that often, and there are first basemen that do come off the bag, but Carlos was off about 3 feet. It made it seem as if he wasn't holding the runner on.
He thinks he's going home. He starts to get in position to field the baseball.
Yeah, and look how far off he is. So it's now 6-2. Now the pitch in the dirt.
Nice play.
1 ball and 1 strike. Well, it's the first balk for the Phils. To the right side, Santana has it, and Milner's there to cover. 3-1 on the putout. 2 outs. And Dansby Swanson's coming up. Again, this is Milner's inning. They're going to walk Swanson intentionally, and Milner will face Flaherty.
That was fun. Flaherty was following Swanson up the home plate, knowing they're going to intentionally walk him.
Well, it makes sense. Lefty on lefty. Outside. Broke his bat, and another base hit for Flaherty and an RBI. Swanson's over to third. And this is now a 3-run inning. And it's 4 RBIs tonight for Ryan Flaherty.
I didn't know Swanson could run like that. He was moving around second base.
Swing and a miss by Lane Adams.
Talking with bench coach Rob Thompson today, and he had Lane Adams over with the Yankees. And last night there was some debate whether or not let Hobie Milner face, or Adam Morgan, I'm sorry, face Lane Adams. He said he actually has reverse splits. He actually hits right-handers better than left-handers. That's why Morgan remained in the ballgame.
Well, it's obvious that there's not a right-hander that's even available tonight, because they have stayed with Milner even with some right-handers coming up late, and it's 1-2. Got him. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and that wraps up this 8th inning. But the Braves tack on 3 more. We'll go to the 9th inning with the Phillies down 7-2. Of the games, and the Braves, they got started slowly tonight but then picked it up.
Here's Ryan Flaherty in that 5th inning with a 3-run bomb. The Braves up 3-1. Then Dansby Swanson later off Edubray Ramos. It's a fastball up and in and turns on it off that scoreboard in left field. The 2nd home run of the day. That's your WB Mason deliveries of the game.
So Culberson comes on to play first base for the Braves. After being on the offensive side in the bottom of the 8th inning, A.J. Minter takes over on the mound, and Rhys Hoskins is at the plate. Minter, 8 games so far, and he has struck out 7 and 8 1/3. Two balls and no strikes. Two and one. That's a good pitcher's pitch, and Minter's got a good arm. A.J. Minter is out of Texas A&M. Former second-round pick in 2015. Now there's ball 4. So Hoskins aboard to start this 9th inning. And Aaron Altair is coming up. It's a pinch hit for Nick Williams.
You really do hope nothing's wrong with Freddie Freeman. I mean, that would, 2 years in a row, and have the leader of your team, best hitter, go down.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, though, it was very concerning to see him even just walk off.
Yeah.
Aaron Altair hitting .077. And a little late, and it's 0-1. Inside corner, and now it's 0-2.
Good luck hitting that one. That's 96 on the black inside.
One and two. Fouled back. In the dirt, gets away from Suzuki, and Hoskins will go up to second base. And a wild pitch to start this 9th inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Altair. And a broken bat liner down the left field line. Oh, nice play by the bat boy.
Excellent play.
I don't know if he called it or not. I should say the ball boy. With that well broken in glove.
Wow. That's a really good play. I complimented that young man today on his mixture today and the Powerade.
Oh, did you tell him?
It was probably the best mixture I've had all year. It's excellent.
Did he look at you and say, "You're crazy"?
I said, I have to make sure it's potable for the players.
2-2 pitch to Altair. Up high, 3-2. And a liner out to left field. Peter Borges can't get it. It's over his head. Hoskins will score. Altair to second base. It's an RBI double. And it's now a 7-3 ball game.
That has to be the hardest hit ball all season.
For Aaron?
For anybody. I know Jorge's that home run he hit at home.
Well, the exit velocity, according to StatCast, is 115. 114.6 will round it up.
115. Holy mackerel.
And now Michael Franco, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Walked his last time up. Way inside, 1-0. Jared Suzuki is coming out to talk to A.J. Minter. Chuck Hernandez is going to join him out there. By the way, the Indians and the Twins playing in Puerto Rico have gone to the top of the 12th inning. It is a scoreless game. They're fighting through power outages again in Puerto Rico, and thankfully able to get that game going. Let's hope they can get the rest of the country going too. Carlos Carrasco went the first 7 innings for the Indians, 7 strikeouts. Franco hits it over to third, and it picked on big hop by Flaherty, and 1 away. And here comes Andrew Knapp. Berrios for the Twins. He also went 7 innings tonight, 5 strikeouts and 3 hits allowed.
He's nasty.
Well, reading some of the stories about a lot of the players who are from Puerto Rico, how emotional it's been for them to go and play in their home country.
It meant a lot to Francisco Lindor, who hit a home run.
Yeah, it's just a 2-game series.
Yeah, hit a home run in last night's ball game. How many years ago was it? They went down in like the middle of the summer, and it was so hot. Players were really complaining about playing on that turf.
Some time. It was when the Expos, right? It was still the Expos, wasn't it?
I believe it was. So yeah, it's been a while. It was Minter's first earned run of the season.
Knapp batting right-handed. And Andrew Knapp is down on strikes for the second out. And that'll leave things for Carlos Santana. Santana grounded into a double play, his only time up. And it resulted in a run for the Phils. Takes outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Two balls and no strikes.
This is a little concerning. The Phillies bats have been pretty much quieted this entire series.
Yeah, 6 hits tonight and a lot of double plays too.
Yeah.
Two balls, 1 strike.
I think they're trying to pitch him in.
I think a little bit. Well, that one was out over the plate, and it's now 3-2.
Long backswing got Suzuki. He does have a long backswing. That one hurt. Sometimes he'll just glance you. That one hurt.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. A.J. Minter is all set to go. The pitch to Santana. A high fly ball to left center field. Inciarte is at the track and he puts it away. And the Braves have taken 2 of 3 from the Phils for a second time this year here at SunTrust Park as they win it by a final score of 7-3. Brian Snitker talking to his coaching staff. Now his concern will shift to the health of Freddie Freeman, who was hit by a pitch from Hobie Milner and the same wrist that he broke last year. Our Chevrolet player of the game, Ryan Flaherty, whose year began in a Phillies uniform in spring training. And he hit over 300 for the Phils in spring training, and he has carried that over after getting an everyday chance with the Atlanta Braves. 7-3 the final score. The Phils drop 2 of 3 to the Braves. Still a positive road trip for the Phils. We'll be back after this.